Welcome back to The Explainer. So, have you ever seriously wished you could just clone yourself? Or even better, build an entire virtual corporate headquarters to handle all those tedious day-to-day parts of your business while you focus on the big picture? Well, grab a seat because today we are exploring a really fascinating architecture known as the Gold Tier Operations Crew. We're going to completely unpack the blueprints of the system to show you exactly how a highly orchestrated automated AI workforce actually operates.
I mean, just imagine it for a second. What if an entire corporate team could just run your daily operations, totally seamlessly, humming away in the background? We're talking about taking all the scattered chaos of your daily activity, the receipts, the mileage logs, the dispatch analytics, those messy customer incidents, and turning them into perfectly structured intelligence. That is the ultimate dream of scaling operations, right? And today, we are looking at a very tangible roadmap for making that happen.
So, what exactly is the Gold Tier Operations Crew? Simply put, it is an orchestrated multi-agent system. Now, the absolute crucial point here, and you can't miss this, is that this is not just some chaotic list of chatbots taking wild guesses. Not at all. It is a highly structured ecosystem. Every single agent has a specific, strictly defined role, a clear set of responsibilities, and a predetermined path for exactly how they hand off their work to the next agent in line.
Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to start right at the AI Command Center, explore the core philosophy of one agent, one purpose, meet the master agents, check in on the operational ground crew, walk through the assembly lines, and finally, review the strict governance rules.
All right, Part 1, the AI Command Center, demystifying the JSON blueprint.
This entire operation is basically framed around a massive scope of work, and it's all defined by JSON. And if you aren't familiar, JSON is just a standard machine-readable data format that tells the system exactly what to do. The Gold Tier Operations Crew tackles just an incredible range of tasks. It handles operational logging, incident handling, route intelligence, dispatch analytics, and even financial evidence management. And the whole shebang is supervised by a top-level command authority named Delta. It is quite literally a complete, self-contained business ecosystem.
Moving on to Part 2. One agent, one purpose, the core philosophy. Now, if you've ever used a typical off-the-shelf chatbot, you know they tend to act as generalists, right? They mix tasks, they occasionally invent facts to fill in the gaps, and honestly, they can be super unpredictable. Contrast that with the Gold Tier Ops setup. They utilize highly specialized agents running on strictly auditable data. Each agent has one clear operational purpose. They do not try to be good at everything. They are designed to be absolutely perfect at one specific thing.
The JSON architecture lays out exactly who does what. And it turns out, separating tasks like keeping your receipt extraction completely isolated from your financial ledger interpretation is exactly what makes this system so incredibly auditable and scalable. An agent that just pulls a total off a dinner receipt, yeah, it doesn't get to make high-level accounting decisions. It stays in its lane.
Which brings us to Part 3. Meet the master agents, the C-suite.
Let's take the elevator up to the executive floor and ground these abstract blocks of code into actual corporate reality. At the very top, we have Delta. Delta acts essentially as the CEO, receiving escalations and making those final, critical oversight decisions. Right alongside Delta is Atlas. Atlas is the lead system architect, designing the structural blueprint of the whole environment.
Here is a rapid breakdown of that management team. You've got Delta as your supervisor. Sage handles technical setup and sequencing. Then there's Vera. She's your strict compliance officer, managing governance and workflow discipline. Apex takes in raw data and spins it into high-level performance strategy. And Bertha? Bertha is your documentation whiz, constructing the final executive summaries and reports from everyone else's hard work. It's just a perfectly balanced executive team.
Okay, Part 4. The operational ground crew, the specialists. Moving down to the factory floor, we've got a whole crew of field-level workers getting their hands dirty. For example, we have Alfie. Alfie is the operational log agent who acts kind of like a journalist, just capturing chronological events as they happen. Then there's Incident Ivan. He's the crisis manager responsible for incident intake, organizing all the evidence packages whenever things go wrong out on the ground. Let's quickly cover just how delightfully diverse this ground crew really is. You've got Radius, who tracks route behavior and field efficiency. Dana extracts spatial evidence and heat maps from screenshots. DA, our dispatch analytics agent, tracks accepted versus declined delivery offers. You have Receipt Intel extracting purchase data and Bill turning that evidence into accounting-ready ledgers. Oh, they even have an agent named Michelle who tracks odometer readings for mileage. Literally, there is an agent for every operational detail you can think of.
Next up, Part 5, Assembly Lines and Handoffs. Data in motion.
A raw data point in this ecosystem doesn't just sit in a folder gathering dust. It actively traverses predefined important handoff chains to eventually become strategic insight. It is literally like a highly efficient corporate assembly line. One agent completes their specialized task and then explicitly hands the payload off to the very next agent in the sequence.
Let's look at a really concrete example to picture this: the receipt and financial chain. Step 1, Receipt Intel extracts the merchant name and total from a raw image. Step 2, Bill receives that exact info and creates an accounting-ready ledger. Step 3, Bertha takes Bill's ledger and builds a formal financial summary. And finally, Step 4, Renee securely archives the original receipt and the completed records. The entire philosophy of one agent passing specialized work to the next is beautifully illustrated right here.
Now, to actually make these handoffs work, the system uses distinct model brain layers. Model B handles raw intake, like trying to read a crumpled, messy receipt. Model C handles deeper reasoning and management. Model D provides action-oriented decision support. Model W acts as watchers, providing live monitoring for specific triggers. And Model S represents structured long-term schema memory. The data literally moves through different levels of brain power depending on what kind of heavy lifting is required. Finally, Part 6, Governance and Strict Rules, the Compliance Depth.
To maintain any semblance of order, this ecosystem relies on a flawless shared data contract. Every single record requires specific, mandatory core fields, timestamps, source agent tags, and confidence levels. This is what ensures perfect record keeping and auditability. If an agent creates a file, they absolutely must tag it, so the system knows exactly who generated the data and exactly when. No mysteries allowed.
So, the absolutely crucial point, literally the golden rule of the gold tier system, is this exact quote directly from their governance rules. Do not invent source facts that were not provided by upstream records. That is a really powerful mandate. It is the ultimate safeguard against AI hallucinations. Agents are explicitly instructed to flag uncertain interpretations rather than just forcing false confidence. Because in a professional operations center, accuracy is literally everything.
But, what happens when things stall? Well, the system has a built-in safety net, the escalation policy. If an assembly line breaks down, Level 1 minor delays automatically go to Vera, the governance agent. Level 2 repeated failures pull in the technical setup agents like Sage. And Level 3 critical system breakdowns? Those escalate directly to the top, straight to Delta. The system literally polices its own health.
Taking a step back, the value of this blueprint is absolutely incredible. It really is the ultimate AI operations command center. Whether you're a gig worker trying to track tricky mileage and delivery dispatch stats, or you're an operations manager running massive field teams, this architecture shows exactly how to take scattered, messy daily activity and turn it into perfectly structured, actionable intelligence.
We've seen the C-suite, we've walked the assembly lines, and we've reviewed the strict governance that makes the gold tier operations crew tick. So I want to leave you with this final thought today. If you had a highly specialized, fully orchestrated AI workforce running silently in the background of your professional life, what daily operations would you conquer first? Thanks so much for exploring this fascinating blueprint with me today. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.